makes a statement, and who starts 1-0 in the Ivy League. Opening faceoff is controlled by the Big Red for a moment, but then Yale's able to scoop up the ground ball with Jack Stuzen. Quick attack and a shot fired. Long last year, 34 goals, 32 assists. Gonna look at him shortly. Half a minute to shoot, and Yale gives it away as Chase Erlin, the goal. As we said last week, the loss for Cornell against Penn State. They only scored 6 goals. It was their fewest in a game in nearly 7 years, and their head coach Connor Busick called it, what did he say, underwhelming, as they turn the ball over once again. Max Krevsky on the run for the Bulldogs. Krevsky score!
That is a tremendous individual effort by Krevsky, and I'm going to tell you, I had a message from Shane Thornton this morning at about 6 o'clock saying, watch out for Krevsky. He is a big body, he's a big guy, and he's going to make some moves on this offense today. Starts it with the defense, tremendous ride, gets the D-midi, causes the turnover, and then does all the work himself.
Krevsky did not score in the first.
Thing that Coach Busick said to us after their loss to Penn State.
Leo Johnson, under half a minute to shoot for the Bulldogs. Here's Lyons going to work in front, and a save by Erlin. What a stop. Yale gets it on the ground ball, though, but an intercept on the pass by Jack follows. Lyons ends up with it. Still with Chris Lyons. Diving, he scores! The nation's top goal scorer has his first. And it
is not going to be denied here. He gets that ball back. If at first you don't succeed, you try again, and that's identical to the move.
For Cornell is back from last year, outside of course, their All-American and John Piatelli, who had 66 goals. Pass in front is low. Picked up, shooting and scoring is Hugh Kelleher. And that gets Cornell on the board.
Great job off the ground there. A little unsettled play. The pass wasn't going there, but it ends up with the ground ball. 2 Yale defenders going to get that ground ball, and it squirts right to Kelleher right in front.
Beats Jim.
Looks there. That second slide needs to come a little bit quicker for Yale.
40 to shoot for Coyle. Finds an open man, and they score. Aiden Blake evens the game at 2.
Great ball movement from the Cornell offense here. And so you see that dodge coming, a slide quick, and then that cross-field pass right through the lane.
A lot of Yale records. He's 3rd in points, 5th in goals, 6th in assists in Yale history. Carson Kuhl finding space, and another save by Erlin. That one got him right in the chest. Didn't even have to move.
So what we're seeing a lot out of this Yale offense is we're seeing a lot of dodges from the midfield, creating space, but they're still taking 10, 12-yard shots.
Unsettled situation, and Walker Wallace was wide open.
It's a big goal for Walker Wallace. And the ball in transition, Wallace stays in there, and no one stays with him. And he's able to finish in close.
Cornell gets back-to-back stops, a man down, and now they go on the offensive attack once again.
And those self-inflicted wounds from a team like Yale that's still a very young team.
There's Aiden Blake, who has one of the goals today. He moves in. Blake shoots and scores.
Aiden Blake stepping up when his team needs it, gets a great dodge right across the field. And no help coming, and he's just able to get his hands free. Kind of a small angle there, but he's just able to rip that right past Paquette.
Up under 30 seconds to shoot. Kelleher for Billy Coyle. Now it's Long, shooting one while falling down, missed well wide. And only 14 seconds to shoot now for Cornell.
Still a lot of time.
DeMuth is defending Coyle. Coyle shoots, and that is a goal off Paquette's leg, and it's snuck in the net, and it's 5 in a row for the Big Red.
And just a great question mark move. Turns around, just gets his step, and sneaks it inside the post on Paquette. And we saw this last week. It'll be interesting to see if things kind of develop the same way. Last week, Paquette, I don't think he had any saves in the first quarter, and then came back and just one of those passes it's not gonna end well.
As Patrick mentioned, last year in the regular season, Cornell beat Yale 13-12, but the Bulldogs got the Big Red back in the Ivy League semifinal. A 14-11 win for the Bulldogs. Cornell did go on to make it to the national championship game, though. 8th time they've gone to the title game, but the first in a bunch of years as Spencer Wertheim makes it a 6-0 Cornell run.
Another great little dodge, gets down, rolls, comes back, gets his hands free, hits Paquette, hits a couple pipes, and it goes in.
22 goals and 7 assists for Kirst. He and Lyons are the top 2 goal scorers per game in the country coming in. Lyons has 1, Kirst with nothing yet. Coyle finding a little free space. Good ball movement from the Big Red. A push, but no flag. A shot and a goal. Michael Long's first of the year. Welcome back. It is 7-2 Cornell.
And great to see Michael Long back, being able to finish there. I think Coach Busick was probably saying, "Don't jump on him. Don't jump. Let's keep him."
Last week against Penn State, underwhelming. I think he has to be overwhelmingly happy with the way they've played so far today on the road.
This was a gut check. They lost that game, felt like they should have won it, and now they're really just stepping up and making the plays.
Andrew Dalton. Down to 12 seconds left in the first quarter. Finds a free man in Coyle. Kirsch trying to make something happen. He scores! A laser from C.J. Kirst with 1 second to go.
And that is just tremendous. You see miscommunication by the Yale defense. Thought he was going to get...
Sharp, though, to dive and back it up.
That's one Krebsky wants back. But you're going to see Yale sub off their middies now, keep them fresh, look to really pressure this Cornell defense.
Johnson gets a step and scores. There's the speed of the sophomore, Leo Johnson.
Leo Johnson, another Yale player who was a little bit quiet last week. Follows one-on-one, no help there, and you got to come and slide to Leo Johnson.
Ryan Sheehan able to get it across midfield for the Big Red. Got to the national title game last year for the first time since '09. First Final Four since 2013. Just barely came up short, a 9-7 loss against the Maryland Terrapins. Ranked 3rd in the country last week, lost to Penn State, now 7th coming into today, taking on 8th-ranked Yale. Here's Hugh Kelleher, had a little room, gives it up. Good pass for Kirst, who scores.
And it looks like we're following a similar pattern to what we saw in that first quarter, where we had 2 Yale goals, a real kind of dominant performance, and then Cornell stops the bleeding and is able to turn it around. Great job.
That one's fired wide by Long. And obviously, whoever wins this game starts well in Ivy League play, and you would think is going to take a pretty big jump in the polls. Coyle across for Hugh Kelleher. Nice move by Kelleher. But a save is made by Paquette. 4th of the game. Trying to do what he's been doing all year, and that's get better as the days go along.
And that's his best save on the day.
Dalton forced to give it up. Long Stays out of the crease, bounces it in. Number 2 for Michael Long in his season debut.
Great ISO move there on Jake Cohen, and just got a step on him with no help there. And Jake Cohen's been doing a good job so far today, but
against Petrakis, who is 5 for 6 today. Rodriguez did come in and make an impact last week, going 4 of 8 against Alex Strathakis from Denver, who's one of the best in the country on the face-offs, but this ball knocked out of his stick. Billy Coyle trying to scoop that up, and does, and secures the possession. Kirst is wide open.
And this, we're looking at this kind of a first quarter all over again. A great ground ball for Cornell. Creates a situation where you've got nobody seeing Kirst on that back door. Wide open in front.
Adler. First team All-American last year, Gavin Adler, with another ground ball and a stop for the Big Red.
And a quick clear there for Cornell to get their offense in. And so we've seen a couple of possessions here where Yale has had the possessions and hasn't been able to make anything happen. Those are, you know, the minutes tick by.
Blake in front, and Michael Long scores. First game of the year and a hat trick for Michael Long.
Great ball movement by Cornell. A nice off-ball cut. Just getting a step on his defender there, DeMuth.
Hugh Kelleher trying to go to work.
Nice help slide there from Patrick Hackler to slow Kelleher down.
Wertheim spinning back, shooting, he scores. What a tough angle for Spencer Wertheim, second of the day.
A great job. You see the Yale defenseman fall down, and then he's just able to get a step, and you talk about the stick having eyes and being able to see that that stick, even though...
Just lead of the game now for the Big Red, and a clean face-off win for Silos. Quickly, Silos scores.
And this is gut check time for the Bulldogs. I don't recall ever seeing Yale just run over, really just railroad Yale like this. They've always played close games.
Mac Rodriguez wins it clean. He shoots and scores. Right back at you, says the sophomore.
And now Petrakis is going back in to face off, and can he do the same thing against Petrakis?
Now it's Blake. Under 30 to shoot here. Long on the swim move. And now J.J. Lombardi again.
And he wants it back. He's got a shorty. He's got Jack Oaken there.
Blake tried to feed it across. Lombardi, what a catch, what a shot. And it's a 10-goal lead for the Big Red.
Cornell just putting on a clinic with the shooting, being able to draw
for his career. Adler knocked it out. He scoops it to Lyons, but he missed wide. 8 to shoot for Yale. Johnson, Lyons took a bump in the back, no call. Cornell gets the stop.
Listen, I got to tell you, they've been letting him play a little bit, but that cross check on Matt Brandow there, that's a questionable one that the officials really, they needed to throw something there. That was just, it was just a vicious cross check. And that's probably a, you know, we don't want to say refs make a makeup call, but the hit on box in the end of the first half that I know Coach Busick was not happy with.
Here's Andrew Dalton. Gets the pick. Lombardi for Aiden Blake. Kirst in front, he scores! It's a wave of Big Red, 16-5, Cornell on the road. Four goals today for CJ Kirst, and he extends the Big Red advantage to 11.
And not Cornell, because Cornell has had their way all day.
The Big Red up 16-5, ranked 7th in the polls coming into this week by Inside Lacrosse. And, well, they've put on a show so far. Thomas Bragg, he scores. 4th of the year for Bragg, and it's back to 10. 31 seconds into the 4th.
Bragg just a north-south dodge. No help there, a little alley dodge, and just gets in his right hand and puts a bounce shot past Erlin.
And they're going to stop play here and check on him. And yeah, Coach Busick is still somewhat incensed at the moment. As you said, you would never know. It's a 16-6 game the way he's still going. Good news for Yale is that Bragg is back up quickly and jogging over to the sideline by himself as you look again at this. Big hit after the shot. 3-point games.
I really cannot talk enough about how good Cornell looks at ground balls today. They are just swarming every ball, and it just seems like every time that ball touches the ground, they're winning that possession.
.15 seconds to shoot. Coyle out in front, and Ryan Sheehan scores.
Cornell is making this personal. This is just, we're gonna.
And it appears this performance will not be in vain like last week's was. Ten minutes to go here in New Haven. J.J. Lombardi switching hands with it. Slings it for Kirst. He lost it. And it's picked up by Garchi Terrena, the sophomore from New York City.
And this Yale defense has just played so much. And Yale throws it away. And they're going to have to go back to work.
Ivy League opener for everybody today. Harvard and Brown started in Providence at 1 o'clock. It's a 5-3 lead for Harvard at the moment. And Princeton and Penn will be tonight at 7. Here's Brandow. He shoots and he scores. So Brandow gets his first, and that goal-scoring streak does extend to 45 games in a row.
Yeah, unsettled. Kind of the Cornell defense is looking to try to have everybody match up, and Walker Wallace ends up on Matt Brandow, and he just slides and can get that shot off before Gavin Adler can help on the slide there.
Still your starting goalie, and you can see how good he is.
Just a tremendous player, and it looks like Yale's stepping into a zone here.
Halfway through the 4th quarter. Long again, gives it up. What a shot from Ryan Sheehan. 18-7, Cornell. Sheehan scores his second of the game. Couldn't have placed it any more perfectly.
It's surprised to see them, down very close to 19. this is one of those things that voters just kind of go knee-jerk reaction and push him way down or don't put him in the polls.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, the other question I guess you ask yourself after this, because Penn State, of course, beat Cornell last week, is how good is Penn State?
Cornell.
Here's Aiden Blake moving his way in. His shot ends up behind the net.
Penn State beat Cornell, but Penn State beat Cornell without Michael Long. And if you look at this offense, the Cornell offense putting up 18 goals, he's a difference maker. You know, you look at.
There's a good feed for Hackler. Another save for Erlin. Lyons gets the rebound and scores. Hat trick for Chris Lyons.
If you look at what people have been saying about this Cornell offense, and the Cornell fans have been saying online about, listen, we need Michael Long back to be the distributor on this offense. And
Yale player with multiple goals today.
But the other guy that you're really seeing have a day is Billy Coyle. What's he got? 6, 7 assists right now?
Yeah, goal and 6 assists for Coyle. One of the best days of his career. Quickly, Yale going. Johnson scores. Number 2 for Leo Johnson.
Good ball movement, good talk there from Johnson, calling that ball to get above goal midfield, and that was a big transition for him. And so then finally he was able to crack that code and came into it his sophomore year.
Paquette is out of the net here for Yale. It's just over 4 to go. Kirst fires and scores. 5-goal day for Kirst. And the Big Red back up by 10.
And Kirst, the double team there from Paquette, and he's just too far out there. They're, doubling the ball.
Kirst in front now. It's Coyle. He scores. And that's an exclamation point. A 20-goal performance for Cornell. That's knocked down, but ends up through to Kyle Zawadzki for the Bulldogs. Leo Johnson for Zawadzki, deflected. Michael Bawsey had it for a moment for the Big Red. Clock running under 20 and the ball still loose until Carson Kuhl has it. Leo Johnson shooting and scoring. Difficult play by Leo Johnson, and he gets his 3rd of the day.
And a great goal by Johnson there. Amazing job.
They'll run out the rest of this clock. And what an impressive performance on the road by Cornell. They beat Yale 20-10, and the Big Reds start 1-0 in Ivy League play.
And this is what Cornell needed. This is the step they need. You lose that game to Penn State, and you come out and you put on a dominant performance, and you state your claim for being a top 5 team in the country.
Outstanding performance by the visitors. Again, now 5-1 and 1-0 in the Ivy League. Yale now 3-2 and 0-1 in league play. That'll do it for all of us from New Haven. For our entire crew and my partner, Pat Reed, I'm Justin Galanti saying good afternoon. Cornell, the winner on the road,